Hi everyone, I'm Fox 19 Now First Alert Meteorologist Anna DuVall here with your forecast update. Let's go ahead and start off your Saturday here for our live stream with some live views outside. I know a lot of you had a pretty pleasant day outside, not a lot of rain mixed into it, but now we're starting to see some of that rain. So let's go ahead and look at our live cameras outside right now. Most of these cameras looking pretty good, not a lot of rain moving into at least the Cincinnati area right now. We're staying mostly dry. Most of that rain is off to our west there, but you can see pretty gloomy conditions for most of our cameras. We can zoom into a few of them here. You can see over looking Newport and looking into the Queen City there. That rain is starting to move on in. 81 degrees. We have a little bit of a westerly wind here. Feeling pretty good though. Feeling good because of that cloud coverage that's over us at the moment is trapping in some of that heat, not allowing that sunshine to continue to warm us up, which is really good for us. So I just want to go ahead, show you what it looks like outside. A little gloomy for some areas right now. This is what it's looking like in terms of our current conditions. 84 degrees there in Cincinnati. Covington sitting at 81. You can see that rain chance there as well. You can see Hamilton 80 degrees, 81 Wilmington. You see a few more clouds there. Flemingsburg is pretty sunny right now. So we kind of have a mix on what we're seeing outside. So let's go ahead and take a look at that radar to show you what it's looking like out there. So this is what we're seeing right now. Some stronger pockets of some rain moving on through, but overall just some showers, most of that contained to our more western counties, but you can see that's starting to make its way into the Cincinnati metro there. You can see some more storms over in Indianapolis there. So we can move on over and see some of those stronger pockets there moving through into Indianapolis, moving over 74 and I-65 there. But overall, that rain for our area is mostly contained to our more western counties. Everyone to the east of Cincinnati there staying dry. So that's good news for people that don't want the rain. However, we do have a little bit of some drought conditions here. So let's go ahead, take a look at the updated drought monitor. I know a lot of us have been talking about this over the last several days, and this rain will help us a little bit. It's overall not very much rain, but it should help our drought just a little bit. You can see a moderate drought for our more northern counties there, Connorsville, Hamilton, seeing that moderate drought, and more people over to our east seeing that moderate drought. Again, they're not seeing this rainfall that we're seeing here to our more western counties today to help out that abnormally dry conditions. The part that has that drought is not seeing that rainfall late tonight into tomorrow morning. So we'll continue to watch this drought monitor here, but we do have that moderate drought more to our eastern counties. And again, that just gets updated every Thursday. So this is a little bit, I wouldn't say outdated because it's only been a couple of days here, but we won't get a new one until the end of next week. So we'll continue to watch this as we move into the next several days because we aren't expecting all that much rain to accumulate here over the next several days. As always, I know that I just started here, but if you have any comments, concerns about the weather, always leave them in the comments there, and I'll be checking on my page as well for some of these comments too. So if you see me checking my phone, I'm just looking for comments on my page, but they should be mostly on this page here. So if you have any questions, leave them down below, especially over the next tonight and into tomorrow. We do have that rain chance available. So let's go ahead and move on. I'll show you those rain chances. That rain is mostly expected throughout today here and into tomorrow early morning. We're not expecting it throughout the evening hours on Sunday, which is good news, especially for those heading to the game opener of the Bengals tomorrow afternoon. Expected to be mostly dry, so that's good news there, but we will see some showers and storms into the early morning hours on your Sunday. Let's go ahead and look at our rain outlook. This is what we're looking like past our 7-day here, above normal precip, which means for us about 1/10 of an inch, a little over 1/10 of an inch of rain. So about what we're seeing today is what we're going to be expecting past our 7-day, which is okay. This is okay for our drought, but again, we would like to see some more rain over the next week or so for that drought there. Let's go ahead and look at the estimated rainfall. It's not that much. This is slim to none out there in terms of rainfall. You can see just getting about average. Now this is taken from Monday, so about a week's worth of rain here. It's Saturday, so about 6 days out here. Only seeing about 1/10 of an inch in Connorsville, less than 1/10 of an inch in most places. 0, slim to none for our more eastern counties, but a lot of people that are seeing the rain today will continue to see the rain in the exact same places over the next several days. And I'll tell you why in just a second here. Most of this rain is moving from the north down to our south. Again, this has a reason, and I'm going to explain it to you in just a second here. So like I said, what is causing our drought conditions to worsen? This is what we're talking about. When you think about droughts, you think of lack of rainfall. That's definitely one of them, and we'll be seeing not very much rain, below average rain for at least the next week ahead here for most places, especially the places that are in that moderate drought over to our more eastern counties here. However, another factor in this is our heat. It's going to be pretty hot outside, and without any rainfall, this is going to worsen our drought. So let's go ahead and take a look at our temperatures here over the next 10 days. Wow. Okay. This is what we're looking at. We're looking at well above average temperatures, 90 degrees by Tuesday. So it's going to be pretty hot, pretty humid over the next several days here. So we're going to keep watching this pattern as we move into the next couple of hours here, because let me show you what's happening in our upper air, because it's pretty dry outside. We felt the air, you felt that humidity out there. This is what we're looking like past our 7-day. You can see 8 to 14 days out, we're expecting to be well above our normal in terms of temperature. So we're also going to be dry. So we're going to be dry and extremely warm out there, which is going to continue to worsen our drought conditions. So let me show you why we're seeing this. We're seeing this because of this omega block pattern over our area. I'm going to go ahead and stop this here from moving around. This is what we call an omega block pattern. You can see, if you know your Greek letters, this is exactly what an omega looks like. Line on one side, arch, line on the other side. Right now, you can see that this is what we call a ridge pattern that is over us. And you can see these troughs that are over our north and over our our west and over our more eastern counties there. So this is an omega block pattern. This is really trapping in that heat for us. These two lows on either side of us are keeping this high pressure over our area and keeping us dry. And also, you can see where those lines are pushing in on this upper air map here. This is why those rain and those shower chances are pushing more towards the north to south, and that's why that rain that's moving through, that it isn't necessarily reaching the ground here because it's really dry and hot outside, so most likely evaporating before it hits the ground. But if you see any showers out there, they're moving from the north to the south here due to this pattern, because you can see it's pushing in from the north there. So this is what we call the omega block pattern. This isn't expected to break down for us until we reach about Thursday. This will start to break down. That ridge will start to move a little bit closer to us. And you can see here, this is on Monday, and you can already see it starting to break down where that ridge is more isolated over Cincinnati area. And we have those troughs over to our east in Canada and then over in Montana as well there. So that'll start to shift as we move into beginning part of the next week here. But this is also prolonging that heat that we're seeing. So we saw that heat being in our area, especially on Monday. You saw that 90-degree temperature. I know we've been feeling pretty good, pretty cool outside, but really we're expecting to prolong. This is why we're prolonging that heat outside. So we're expected to be pretty hot and humid. And again, drought monitor. This is going to increase some of our droughts in areas, especially to our northeastern counties here that aren't seeing all of that rainfall that we're seeing today and into early tomorrow morning. So this is what we're looking like on a whole different note in terms of temperature right now. Those of you who are seeing the rain right now, mostly to our more western counties, feeling cooler outside, you're definitely feeling the effects of that rain out there. And that's just because evaporation is a cooling process. So as that rain falls, even if it's not reaching the ground, that is helping to cool the air outside. And this is why we're feeling a little cooler over to our more western counties there. Everyone else is in the low to mid 80s, but a few people are seeing 70 degrees, Batesville 79, and Harrison 81 in Connersville. So feeling a little cooler over to the west than we are over to the east right now. So that's what it's looking like in terms of our temperature outside. This one is even more interesting to me. I love looking at our 24-hour temperature change because look at these differences. 13 degrees cooler right now in Connersville than this time yesterday, Batesville. 9 degrees cooler. And you can see a lot of places that are seeing that rainfall are seeing cooler temperatures. Again, when that rain is falling, very dry air mass that's outside is helping to evaporate this rain even before it's hitting the ground here. And that is helping whenever it evaporates, it cools the air, cools the environment around it, and you can really see that effect here on our temperature change map. So this is really a good way to show you guys what's really going on when that rain is falling, even if it's not hitting the ground outside because of that dry air mass. But you can see a lot of places staying pretty much the same, a couple degrees here and there. Over to our east, those places that aren't seeing that rainfall for the moment, let's go ahead and show you that rainfall one more time. This is what it's looking like currently outside. I can make this loop for us here just so we can see this moving through our area. You can see that rain still moving from the north to the south, again, due to that omega block pattern that's pushing through, that's sitting over us, again, prolonging the heat that we'll be feeling over the next couple of days, keeping that high pressure in place. Also, this will extend our drought monitor, maybe worsen it a little bit into the next couple of days here, especially to our east. That's not going to see all of this rainfall. So this is what we're looking like in terms of rainfall. Let's go ahead and go into tonight, tomorrow, and then we'll track out your Bengals game because I know that's very important for a lot of people to have a dry game tomorrow as we move into NFL Sunday here. So tonight, strong storms are possible, 64 degrees, a little bit of jacket worthy temperatures, not a lot of humidity out there. Some that's building in, but definitely not extreme humidity at all. So let's go ahead and move into Sunday. Sunday, 88 degrees, showers in the morning expected, PM sun, jacket worthy, meaning rain jacket worthy out there, because if you're heading out really early in the morning, you'll be seeing some showers and storms expected. Temps will continue to climb over the next several days here. Let's go ahead and dig a little deeper into tomorrow's forecast. Again, very important day tomorrow with the Bengals home opener. Showers tomorrow morning, PM sun, 88 degrees for our high temperature. If we track this out a little bit here, we can see 11 a.m., 76 degrees, 79 by noon. You can see we'll warm into the mid 80s by the afternoon hours. Plenty of sunshine, but also a good mix of clouds out there. This should be pretty good feeling, especially because we want all of those clouds out there. That is going to help you tomorrow during the game. You might need less sunscreen tomorrow as well due to the cloud coverage, but you can see those rain chances mainly confined to before the game, mainly in those early morning hours there. If you see any rain chances, they're going to be during tailgating tomorrow. So let's go ahead. That's tomorrow. Again, I mentioned the mugginess. It's going to be a little bit more humid, but definitely not unbearable. Definitely not unbearable. So this is for today. You can see we're in that comfortable range still. Sunday, a little bit more humid. We stay comfortable through Monday and Tuesday here. Wednesday, pretty refreshing feeling. And again, that omega block breaks up as we move into Thursday. You can see Friday, we're staying pretty much comfortable throughout. So not a lot of humidity is building up over the next several days, which is a good thing. But again, we will see some rainfall. I know that a lot of people have seen rain today. This is what it's looking like. Potential for Saturday, potential for Sunday is mostly confined, again, those early morning hours to our more western counties. So I'm just giving everyone the first alert here for some weekend showers as well as some storms moving through, especially into the early morning hours here. So we're looking at now and later. So this is what we're expecting. Tomorrow morning, showers, thunderstorms, definitely not as dramatic as this graphic is going to depict here in a second when it starts lightning like crazy out there. But overall, we should see some showers and storms really early in the morning. Like I said, not going to be that dramatic. But overall, those storms will move through into the early morning hours. By the afternoon, it's going to be hot and dry out there. We're not really going to see those rain chances anymore. So let's go ahead, track out that rain for everyone here. 8 p.m. tonight, you can see some stronger storms moving through the area. Again, you're going to notice these are moving more north to south, again, due to that omega block pattern that's pushing through the area here. This is at 8 p.m. If we push a little further, you see a few more of those stronger pockets of storms pushing through. Very isolated and scattered in nature. Again, very confined here. You can see very confined to our more western counties. Those eastern counties not really seeing a whole lot of rainfall, even continuing into tomorrow, maybe a few showers here and there. But overall, all of the heavier pockets are going to be more towards our west. And you see this is 3 a.m. So this is really early in the morning. As we move into 6 a.m., 7 a.m., you see it starts to clear up. A lot of clouds still pushing into the area. Few pockets of some showers out there, very stray in nature. You see 10, 11 o'clock, mostly clear. You're not seeing any of that rain. So for the Bengals game, you should be staying mostly dry. And that'll be the story into the next couple days. We're staying dry after that. So that's what we're expecting. We can track out our Bengals forecast for you here against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Tomorrow, 1 p.m., tailgating, a few clouds out there. 74 degrees. I can't completely rule out one of these showers or storms popping up into the later afternoon hours, but by this point, a lot of our atmosphere will be pretty worked through, so we're not going to be expecting much into the afternoon hours, maybe a slim storm chance by kickoff. 81 degrees. As you're driving home, it's going to be pretty mild, 84 degrees, partly cloudy out there. Again, can't rule out the stray shower or storm out there, but overall, we're going to be pretty worked through, so we should be mostly dry throughout the rest of the day tomorrow. I wanted to show you guys today's weather number of the day. If anybody has any guesses onto what our weather number 9 is for today, leave them in the comments here. I'll give you just a second before I announce what our weather number is, in case anybody wants to play a little fun game. Okay, so here's what we got. 9. 9 is today's weather number, and that's because we are officially 9 days away from the first day of fall. I know a lot of people are super excited for the first day of fall to be here. The autumnal equinox is September 22nd, so only 9 days away from officially saying that we're in fall. I know I'm super excited. We can go ahead and move into our countdowns here, our holiday countdowns. I know everyone's excited about these 9 days until fall, 48 days until Halloween, so inching a little bit closer, below 50 makes it feel a whole lot faster. Thanksgiving is in 75 days, and Christmas is in 103, so getting closer there. We're almost down to just the double digits for all of these holidays, which will be beautiful. I know everyone's super excited about that. I wanted to mention something. I know a lot of people's favorite part of fall is the fall foliage. I know I really enjoy seeing all of the trees change colors. It's so gorgeous outside. A lot of people love that time of year. Here's what we're expecting in terms of our fall color outside. October 28th through November 4th is when we're expecting our peak fall foliage to occur. However, there is a but to this, because this is when we're supposed to see our peak. A lot of colors outside, beautiful trees. Expect it to look a whole lot like fall, but with a drought and with these extreme dry conditions and not a lot of water, our leaves are starting to change colors earlier and die off quicker, which means our peak might come a little quicker than what we're expecting. If we don't get out of this drought, if we don't see some water, you can see some of those leaves already starting to change colors out there, and that's just due to the fact that we're dry and they need that water to survive. So it's hot, we don't have any water, our drought conditions are worsening, so we're seeing this fall color a little early, but we're not supposed to hit our peak until the end of October. So we're well over a month away from that. We're already seeing some color change. Again, that's just due to our drought monitor. So if you're seeing those colors right now, this is due to the lack of rainfall we're experiencing. I know I'm ready for fall. I want to see all the colors change. In Alabama, we really just have like 2 seasons. It's really hot and really cold. Those are the two, and it's not even really, really cold. It's not like what we get up here in Ohio. It's just like somewhat cold, but we only have 2 seasons. Up here, there's 4 seasons, and I'm so excited to see all 4 seasons happen in Ohio because we start to see all of this fall color that we don't really get in Alabama because everything dies off so quickly because we're so hot, we're so humid. We don't see a lot of rainfall during this time of year. So this is just what we're expecting in terms of rainfall. So you're seeing some leaves already changing colors, hitting the ground. That's what we're expecting. I can go over our futurecast one more time for those of you who didn't see our futurecast here. But then we can log off and you guys can watch me tonight and I'll have some more on your forecast here. But this is what we're looking like tonight, 8 p.m. Some stronger pockets of some storms out there. Again, this is moving from our north to our south due to that omega block pattern that we talked about as we move throughout the night. Most of that's starting to clear up here. This is 3 a.m. You can see the stronger stuff mostly off to our west, maybe a few scattered to isolated showers over to our more eastern counties, but most places are going to stay dry. By this point, you can see just a few of those pockets of some showers still around us, but you can see we move into 6 a.m., mostly just to our western counties, very slim chances of seeing some pockets of showers and storms moving through. But by the time we reach around 9 a.m., 10 a.m., mostly clear. So we're looking good for our Bengals game tomorrow. We're looking to stay dry throughout the day there, especially throughout your tailgating. You should be picture perfect. So if you're heading out tomorrow, looking good for your Bengals game. I know that's a main concern for a lot of people. But yeah, just wanted to give everyone the first alert on that. But we should stay dry past Monday. So that's what we're expecting over the next several days here. Let me change something really quickly and then we'll get back into it. Did you guys watch a lot of football today? A lot of things going on. Let's do this. Okay. This should be correct. Sorry, I had to fix something really quickly before we can pull up our 10-day forecast here. I watched a lot of football today. This is what we're expecting over the next 10 days here. Just wanted to go through a lot of this with you guys here. Today we had an FC Cincinnati game. We had that spotty chance into the evening hours here going into Sunday early morning. 87 degrees was our high temperature. 88 by tomorrow. Again, Bengals home opener. Gonna stay mostly dry for the game. Most of that rain is gonna be confined to the early morning hours. Monday, Tuesday, you can see we're warming up here. 90 degrees expected by Tuesday, staying in that omega block pattern there. And then this is what we're expecting to move on into Thursday. That omega block starts breaking down. And you can see our temperatures become more seasonal. Again, we do have Oktoberfest in Cincinnati starting. I believe that starts on Thursday. I can check my calendar here to double check that. Yes, it does start on Thursday. So this is supposed to be here, but either way, that's gonna last through Sunday. So that's over the next several days here. We're not really gonna be expecting rain throughout the next several days, just today and tomorrow over the next couple of days here. So once we get through tonight, tomorrow morning, by the time all of you are up or heading out to tailgate, most people should stay dry. And again, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this full screen here so you guys can look at it a little more close. And obviously you can check back in with me because it will be live tonight and you can see some more on my full forecast ahead. Thanks for joining.